Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today we are doing a very special craft video. This is the Quiet Book, and this is a book of activities that somebody made for my mom either when she was expecting me or when I was a very small baby. But this is an activity book for the car and that kind of stuff that I grew up with and my sister grew up with. And my mom brought it out for me to fix up and to let my daughter use it when she gets big enough to do these things. So today I thought, why not make a video of me fixing this up and kind of showing you how it works and maybe giving you some ideas to make one of your own. I will run through the whole thing again at the end, so don't worry if you missed all that. So first I'm gonna fix this clown. He's missing his nose. So I just cut a circle out of red felt and I'm gonna put some velcro on it. By the way, if you are new here, I put out art videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, sometimes they're crafts like this one. Sometimes they're tutorials, and sometimes they're art and craft related product reviews. And then sometimes I have bonus content, usually that's a Friday thing. And here, just fixing the ribbons on this Braid My Hair doll. Off camera I fixed the ribbon along the bottom. And now we're moving on to the color matching balloons. This one proved to be a lot harder. I have to actually open up the page, and after I realized that this was the other side of the Braid My Hair girl, I could have actually sewn the ribbon back in place. You know, hindsight's 20/20. So these snaps that were on it are the crimp together type. So what I'm doing is I've got a small screwdriver and I'm just working under the edges trying to free the clamp teeth on the other piece. And this has been sped up a lot and I've got a lot of cuts. This took a long time. If this seems like it's taking a really long time just watching it now, imagine how long it actually took. There we go, got it off. Now the snaps I have, they're the sew-on kind, so unfortunately this balloon will not pair with the other ones. In the future I may go in and change all the snaps, but right now I'm not too worried about the old balloons that are still there being kind of folded over and kinked because they can be ironed. And I was trying to get through fixing the whole thing while my daughter was napping. Please do hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell for notifications, and comment down below. I love reading your comments. I do my best to reply as soon as possible. And then once videos have had, you know, a few comments been left for a while, I'll go back in and I'll pin one. So that could be you. I really do love reading your comments. As you can see, I just traced one of the other balloons as a reference for what size that should be. But since this snap is off-center, I tried to sew it over where the other one was. I just used some glue to mark the spot on the other half so it would line up. Everything I'm using to fix this up I got at the dollar store. This is not an expensive craft at all. And of course it looks like whoever made this 30 or so years ago, they did it with a sewing machine. and I don't have a sewing machine, so naturally my stitching is not going to be nearly as neat, but I know I may go in and fix up the other balloons and possibly sew the ribbon on the other side nicer. So I'm just doing a very quick and dirty basting stitch across here to get it closed and not worrying about it too much, because like I said, I'll probably open it up again and maybe by that time I'll have a sewing machine. The other page you can see with the very, very 80s plaid fabric, that page says use my pockets, and a lot of the pieces that are missing were probably used in those pockets at some point and then fell out. You'll actually see at the end, when I go through and play with all the pages again, that one of these balloons, the snaps were sewn on in reverse order. So the blue one I just replaced, it's not the only one that can't be mixed up with the other ones. So, again, not too worried about it. It has a blue balloon again. And closing the rings back up. I swear, those rings have not been opened in 30 years. Next we have the shape matching page, and I figured since I'm going to make half of the shapes, I may as well actually replace these ones. Not too hard, just shapes and velcro. You might have noticed on the clown face when I did the nose, I sewed through the velcro, because all of the pieces in this that had velcro that are original, the velcro was sewed in, and I thought that was probably a good idea for durability. But the sticky side on the velcro I bought actually seems to be pretty good, and it really gummed up the needle that I used. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get that needle clean, so I have decided not to do any more sewing through velcro for the rest of this. And as you may have noticed here, for the missing shapes I used tracing paper to make my stencils. And there I go, reusing that stencil to make a circle to cut a replacement red flower for the Button the Flowers flower pot. I want to know if any of you ever had any homemade car activities like this, or completely different. What were your favorite things to do in the car when you were a little kid? Comment down below, tell me. I'm just sewing over the ends of where I cut the button slit so it can't rip further. The original flowers are sewn all the way around, but again, they were clearly done with a sewing machine. And I don't have one. So I'm not doing that. And I decided that the other two missing flowers could be pink. And now we need a new lace for the football. I know my lace job doesn't look very good, but you know, the point is to lace it and unlace it and play with it, so could find different ways to lace it up. I'm just tying it in a bow so I know how much extra I'm leaving, and then evening off those ends. And then of course we need to cap the ends so they don't fray. I'm using a quick drying clear coat nail polish by Essie. This is good to go. You could also use paint or glue, or depending on the type of string you've got, you could probably burn the ends. And the last page I have to fix up is this clothes drying activity page. Absolutely all of the clothes that were originally in here are gone. And I believe they used to actually be fabric and have the other half of the Velcro on it. But since I'm using felt and the hooky side of the Velcro is on the page, I don't need to add any Velcro onto these pieces. The felt itself will stick to the Velcro. And there we go. So here's our clown. He can mess up his face, put it in a different order. Maybe I'll make some alternate pieces for him. We had the abacus page, tie the bow on the cat, braid the girl's hair. Nope, missed a thread to snip. Match the colors on the balloons. And here's where I discovered that one of the balloons was sewn with the snap the wrong way. And of course I mentioned the use the pockets. There's the ladybug, what's inside, there's little ladybugs. There's the shape matching page. There's a clock page and a mitt to put your hands in. And here's the button the flowers. And the lacing the football page. Count the button wheels on the train. And the clothesline. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully this has given you ideas if you're looking to make activity crafts for small children. And I hope I'll see you again very soon. I'll be back on Tuesday, probably with a Scrawler Box video. Hope to see you then. Bye guys!